All right, so 4.3% change in differences. All right. Looking at the first problem. All right, so the table shows how crime has been decreasing in a certain country. What is the total change in murders from 1995 to 2012? And the key word here is table. So make sure you, you go to the table. And we're talking about total change. And let's see, it's going from 1995 to 2012. So I guess you will look at the new one minus the old one. And so the new one would be 2012. The old one would be 1995. And they have 14,066, 20,079. That's a negative 6,013. All right, problems with A?
No, no.
All right, so what was the percent change of murders from 1995 to 2012? So so you take that total change and put it over the original amount, which was 2079. Highlight the decimal. All right. All right. So now C. What crime rate experienced the largest change from 95? Another one. So I don't even remember if I talked through the last one. Anyway, percent change is the total change over the original. Take that total change that we had was negative 6,013, place it over 20,079. Divide that out, should get a decimal of negative 0.299. Then convert it to a percentage by moving the decimal 2 places to the right, or in other words, multiplying by 100, and that will give us that answer right there.
Right.
And then the next one I'm not going to do because it's the exact same process. It's just that you would do it for each one of the crime rates. So if you look at the chart, I can show you what the chart.
Kind of like this section, it's just, it feels like it's just divide and then multiply by.
So you would take the new and the old, subtract them, and then divide by the original. It's the same process for all three, and then whichever one has the largest would be your answer. So it's like they have violent crime rate, murder rate, property crime rate. So they have like those three. Yep. And motor vehicle theft rate. So you would do for all four of those categories, you would repeat the same process. In A, B.
Is that how it would be on the midterm? Can we expect the same kind of problem setups like back to back? Or is it kind of, you know what I mean, or no?
Like, well, the problems that I chose are from your homeworks. So you've seen the problems before.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've seen the type of problems before. It's just that you have to make sure you know how to do them, when you're actually doing the test. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, just repeat the process from A and B. All right, so let's look at another one. So that was number 1. I skipped the problem 4. It's probably because in between 1 and 4, they were just like questions, not necessarily calculations. So like I said, this one was number 4. That first one was number 1. All right, that's a real big drop. All right, so the average sale of a house decreased from 322,000 in February 2008 to 166,000 in February 2013. So it says find the absolute change and the percentage change in the following case. So absolute change is just like we did before. New value minus original value. So remember, it's decreased, so that means our value, our absolute change should be negative. So the new value is 166,000. Original value, 322,000. Should be 100, negative 156,000. All right, and then percentage change. I believe that's what they wanted. We're gonna take that absolute change, divide by the original amount, or original value, since I called it value. It's negative 156,000. Divide by, oh, let me do this. Since we want percentage, we're gonna multiply by 100%. And that'd be negative 48.4%. Questions on that one?
What number was that again? Sorry.
4.
Okay. Once we start getting to like 8 is where I'm like, confused. And there's a little button that said ask instructor. I was about to click it. I'd be like, hey.
You should have clicked it.
Oh, does it like shoot you right away? Does it show you like, hey, student?
Yeah, to shoot me an email.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, did I even go that far? In the notes. Nope. So I'll take a look at it. But I saw a lot of them were repeated. It were repeating this process right here. So okay. I got numbers. Yeah, because I skipped from 4 to 6, because 6 is the same thing as this. So 5 is just like this as well. Mm-hmm. I think 7 one as well. I might not have saw 8, so I'll take a look at it. And like I said, this is number 6. All right, so the gestation period of bears, 220 days, is blank percent longer than the gestation period of sheep, which is 145 days. All right, so it's the same process, just that the terminology is different because we aren't like going from bears to bears. We're comparing bears to sheep. So it's not like you have bears days increasing to 235 or the 220 decreasing down to 130. So we have different terminology. We have different terminology, but it's the exact same process.
Divide and then multiply by.
Yeah, we're gonna subtract them
Okay.
and then divide to find that percentage. So the way they call it the relative. I want to call it relative difference. Yeah, it's called a relative difference. Relative difference. So you use all right, so the way you calculate the absolute difference, you would do your compared value minus that reference value. And if you remember what we did before, we had the value that you were increasing to or decreasing to, your new value, minus your original value. So our original value or reference value is this 220, and we're comparing it to 145.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, it's the same process. It's just different terminology.
Yeah.
So let me see. Oh, I think no, hold on. I got it the other way around. This is our reference because of the wording. So percent longer than sheet. So okay, sorry. The reference value is actually the 145, and this is what I'm comparing it to. So the gestation period of bears is percent longer than the gestation period of sheep, right? Because it says of sheep. So our reference is going to be the 145. So that's how we're looking at that.
Okay.
And then multiply by 100 to turn it into a percent. And yeah, that's how you would do that. Questions? Any questions on that?
Mm-mm.
See if my math lab screen is still up. And this was out of 4-3. All right, guys, waiting for it to come up. State whether the statement is true or false. Explain why. 8%. All right, so let me ask you, is this the one you're talking about? So Ms. Ross, was this the one you're talking about?
Yup. And I was like dividing it, subtracting it. I was like, dude, what do they want?
All right, let me see what's going on here. So it says state whether the following is true or false. If the statement is false, state the true change. So if the national economy shrank at an annual rate of 8% per year for 4 consecutive years, and the economy shrank by 32% over a 4-year period. And it said no. So the economy shrank at an annual rate of 8% per year. APR is 8%. And 4 consecutive years. All right, let me go to my notes. Percent. That's something I'm missing. Trying to figure out what it is, because that would have been my first guess as well. Do 4 times 8, which would be 32.
Yeah.
So something
Or I
I'm
tried
missing.
dividing it too. I was like, wait, like, what are you guys wanting right now?
Like, well, that doesn't make sense, right?
Right. I was
So E is different, has a different reference value, right? So if it shrank by, but I don't have a number, so let me see. Maybe. All right, all right, all right. Okay. So you have X, you have your, you know, it's going to decrease by 8%, 0.08. You have your reference value minus, I won't say reference, I want to go original. Original value, and then your new value. So this is what's happening going from year to year. So you're talking about, let's go from 95 to 96. If you subtract your, and it said we decreasing or increasing. Let me go back. Economy shrank at an annual rate. That's no, I wouldn't let me do that. I was gonna say since it shrank. Let me play with that one for a little bit because it's something I'm missing in the process. Because okay, let's do this. Let's go. We know there's an original amount,
yeah.
and then the new has to decrease by 0.8.
Right.
Okay, hold on. I think I might have it. So it means the new is going to go type equal 8. No, 0.32, the original. Then if I do that, 0.32 minus 0.08 divided by 1. No. Okay, let's try this. So, so the new, because we know it is 0.08 times 4, and that is 0.32. So we're okay with that. So the new value, let's say we're going from 95 to 99, 4 years. So this new value has to be 0.32, the original. Oh, the original. So 0.32 minus 1. Okay, I'm gonna play with it because I think I have it, but I want to make sure.
All right. It's a
And
little
I want,
it's a little tricky, but
yeah, I think I have it. I think I'm on the right track
okay.
because what 0.68 and then 0.08 divided by 0.68. Yeah, but I just got to play with this a little bit.
Okay.
I'll have an answer by next class.
Okay.
Yeah. Good thing this is not going to be on the test. This will be on your next test. So we'll
Yeah,
be
I'm
all
like, wow. It's probably super simple too, but it's like,
yeah.
you know what I
And that's what I think. I may be overthinking it. So
mean?
I'll play with it and
Okay.
have that answer for you next class. All right. So, and I think that's the reason why I skipped that one
Mhm.
because not because I saw it, but I didn't see any calculation. I just thought it was like choose one, true or false, and I
Right.
didn't see that box right there, or I would have created my notes for it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Last night, so I just saw true or false. Well, that's all good. I'll bring it
Yeah.
next class. All right. So
Not that bad.
let's do a few problems out of 404, and today's Wednesday, right? Send you guys into the weekend.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Huge week. Well, because it's midterm, so it feels weird because we're not really in school, but they're like, oh, it's midterm. So I'm like, oh, it is? Like, it doesn't feel like it, but it is, you know? And I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Mine's
Also,
Everything's
other.
piling in on one. It's like tests and all that fun stuff. And it's like,
Oh, so I'm on track then. Other professors doing their midterms next week. Next week
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Okay.
on Thursday.
Yours is
Say
on
again now.
Thursday?
No, my final is on Thursday.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
So they
is it
took,
a 8-week course?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like,
oh, that's why.
Gotcha.
Whew, thank God I'm not. That's too much right now.
oh no, that one's so much fun. And then the
Really?
professor,
What class is that for?
uh, anatomy too.
Oh my God, you took 8 weeks? Wow. Okay, good job.
Dang.
I definitely would need that full 16 weeks. That's cool though.
Oh, this is my best.
All right. So 4.4 data tables with percentages. I'm going to read the main problem. I'm not going to write all that, but I'll write down what A is, what question A is, question B, and all the good stuff. So let me finish doing this and I'll write that
Okay.
for you. I mean, say that for you. All right, so going to the quarterfinals of a hockey tournament, a certain team led the league in power play conversions. A power play occurs when one team gets a penalty so that they lose a player. This results in a 5-on-4 situation. Converting on a power play means the team with the player advantage scores a goal in these 2 minutes that you have a penalty. So this one, a team had 165 power play opportunities. They converted on 57 of them. What was their conversion rate? So all that is you take 57, place it over 165, multiply it times 100%, 34.5%.
Can this be on our midterm?
Just these type of problems.
Yeah.
Not opportunities, opponents. I messed that up. The opponents had. All right, so their opponents had 125 power play opportunities, and the team killed 109 of them. So that means their opponent failed to score. What was the opponent's power play conversion rate? All right, so the opponents had 125 power play opportunities, and on 109 of them, the team prevented them from scoring. So they only had 16 successful, or 16 scores, let's say it like that.
2%.
So then you take the 16, place it over 125, times about 100. 12.8%. All right. Just a total. All right, so see what was the total difference between the team's conversion rate and their opponent's conversion rate. So difference is just subtraction. So all you would do is take the 34.5 that we got on the first one, subtract the 12.8, and it was 34.5, right? Yep. And you get 21.7. All right, so what was the percentage difference between the two? Let me just make sure I didn't leave out anything between the team's conversion rate and the opponent's conversion rate. So they say that the way you can do it is by taking that 21.7 and dividing it by the team's opponent conversion rate, multiplied by 100, 169.5%. And so you would say the team's conversion rate was 169.5 more than their opponents. So that's why you would use the 12.8 down bottom, because you're comparing the team to their opponents. All right, questions on that one before we look at the next one? next one is similar. I guess we can do it. So that goes to, got 8, number 9. And this one is number 2. All right, so compute the total change in 65 years in overgroup from 2015 to 2060. And of course, they have a table, so you will reference the table. So you go to 2015. Let me see what the table says. 2015. That's my spot. 2015. 65 years. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? So 2015, got 12.43. And then in 2060, it is 19.3. So you would just subtract the values. All right, so then it tells us to compute the percent change. And we've already talked about this type of problem already. We take that, take the difference, divide by the original amount or original value, 6.87, divide by the 12.43, and we'll multiply that by 100%. So that will be 55.27. All right. Problems, any problems? This is number 3. All right, so the population of city A is 36% less than the population of city B. So city A's population is blank percent of city B's. All right, so the key phrase in here is going to be less than. So when you're comparing your percentages, let's say if it said more than, the reference angle, you would use 100 plus P percent. If it's less than your reference angle, then we do 100 minus P percent. So, just let you know if you were to see more than, we would do 100 plus P. Here we see less than. So we'll do 100 minus 36, 64%. And that's it. So it said the population of city A is 36% less than the population of city B. So city A's population is 64% of city B's. All right, questions before we look at the next one. So the annual interest rate for Jack's savings account increased from 3.7% to 5.4%. And first one, describe. Absolute change. All right, so it increased from 3.7 to 5.4. So to find the absolute change, just like we've done, already, you do your new value minus your reference value. Your new value is 5.4. That reference or original value, 3.7. It's going to be 1.7. And this one is they call it relative change. This is what we've done already as well. You take your absolute change, which is 1.7, place it over your reference value, which is 3.7, times that 100%, which is 45.9%. All right, problems with that? Yeah, we got time to finish up. All right, the sales tax. $56. Oh, no period. And all right, we have the sales tax in a city is 4.5%. How much tax is charged on a purchase of $56? What is the total cost? So this is something that most definitely you can do at Walmart or anywhere you're trying to purchase something. Notice the tax on your city, tax on your state. Take your total cost. Sales tax is going to be your total cost times your tax rate. So there's 56 times with 4.5%. So before you do your calculation with your with your percent, make sure you convert it to a decimal by moving the decimal place 2 places to the left. So your sales tax would be $2.52. And total cost. Then your total cost will be your they call this total cost. Let me call this one up here cost of merchandise, something like that. So change that to cost of merchandise times your tax rate. And then here the total cost would be your cost of your merchandise plus the sales tax. So that'll be the 56 plus the 2.52, which is 58.52. All right, questions?
Bless you.
Thank you. let's see, do we want to do 7? 7 and 8 are similar. So that's okay. So 7 and 8 are similar. I'll do 8 since might be more revelatory since we're talking about tips. All right, diners frequently add a 15% tip when charging a meal to a credit card. What is the cost of the meal without tip if the total amount charged was $63.25? Oh, all right. When you look at the setup, you're talking about percentage-wise and what this new value represent. You have your original amount, then the increase, and that's going to be equal to the new amount or the new value. So percentage-wise, your original amount was 100%, and then your increase is 15% of that original amount. So altogether, that new amount is 115% of that original amount. All right, everybody okay so far? So if I were to write that word-wise, do I want to go that far? Well, I guess I could. 63.25, $63.25 is 115% of what? Right, you want to know what that original amount was? 63.25 is my new amount. That new amount, we just saw that is 115% of my original, because my original was just my regular amount, my 100%. They added 15% to it, and that's 15 of my original. So this is how we should be looking at it. So if we want to set this up, I believe we talked about this, what was the last class? Talked about setting up your proportional or your equations.
Yeah.
Yep. When 63.2 is 63.25, 63.25 is 63.25 is equals. Your percentage, we're going to convert that to a decimal. Of is multiplication. And then, of course, what is just my unknown. So 63.25 equal to, as a decimal, that's 1.15x. And now we can divide by that 1.15. I did it again. 1.15 will cancel, leaving me with x being equal to 55. So that's the original amount. Did they ask for the original amount? What is the cost of the meal without tip? Okay, yep, that's it. Original amount. How much time we have? Oh, it's 10:40. Y'all want to do one more?
You don't have to do all of them. You have to sit on Zoom all day and do this all day. You don't have to do another one. It's okay.
I appreciate your thoughts. Appreciate your concern.
So I have to sit on it twice a day, and I'm like, ugh. So I can only.
So as always, try this stuff out. Remember, next class we'll do a review. It's up to you what you bring to the table, what you ask of me. I will not have anything prepared other than what you guys ask.
Yeah.
And I'll be on you. Yep. And if you're good, that's great. I'm good. Just make sure you come prepared on Thursday, ready to take the test.
Wednesday.
Said it again?
Wednesday.
Who said Thursday?
You did.
Miss Gallup. See, Miss Gallup, you always talking about Thursday. I don't know what it is with you. You're always talking about Thursday. So, like I said, Wednesday, we're going to come in and take this test.
See, you can't confuse me like that, Mr. Tucker. I'm too old for this.
No.
I don't know why I keep wanting to make y'all take y'all test on Thursday. But
no.
Yeah. So Wednesday. Thank you for the correction. So Wednesday we're going to take that test, and it's going to be easy. Everybody's going to get A's, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes.
I'll even take a C at that point. I mean,
and try not to be nervous. Try not to be nervous. I may even have a way of doing a makeup or something like that, but we'll talk about that later. Right now, I want you to focus on the actual, task at hand. We'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm not going to focus on the stuff we just did right now. I want to just focus on the 3. I mean, I did some of the homework from 4, but like I'm going to go back into 1 to 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like overload myself, I guess. So.
Right. All right. So I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Be safe.
You too.
Oh.
All right.
You too.
Take care.
Thank you, you too.
All right.